What's up, guys? Welcome to this week's video. This week, we get the Dodge drivable. Well, we just got a little Rock Auto order in. We've got shocks, front and back. We've got a lower radiator hose because ours is roachy. We've got wheel cylinders is what these look like, and windshield wiper linkages because ours are completely gone. We've got brake lines, one there, more shocks, and this is going to be the rear brake hose for the back. Goes down to the back axle. So, and oil filter. So, big Wigs fan. So anyway, all right. I think I'm gonna throw the shocks on first, just so we'll get rid of the. So won't just sit there and bounce so easy. And I'm kind of under the weather today. It's just my sinuses just draining. I just, you just don't feel like doing anything. But I can't sit in the house anymore. So I'm gonna throw this thing up on the lift, I think, and just at least throw the shocks on it. That's the easy enough thing to do. And get rid of the bounce that it has. New day in the shop, guys. As you can see, we got the shocks on. It's actually been a few days since I filmed. I kind of got a little under the weather, man, and still a little congested, but I still feel kind of weak. But just out here, piddling, and at this point, shocks are on. Our front disc brakes are back on. Our calipers are back on. I just cleaned them up and kind of hit them with a little cast paint that I had from Eastwood. New brake hoses here. The old ones were just completely shot. So those are all on both sides. Shocks are all in. And got a new line here. This guy's new, as you can see. And that one was kind of crunchy as well. And at the moment, you see that big old hole there. We are pulling out wheel cylinders. We've got this one out. And this one was working as far as I could tell. But this one on this side had seized up. And it had locked the wheel up. And I actually had to pull the drum off just to get the truck to roll. It was so locked up. But anyway, these are cheap enough. And so these are just Ray Best's brand. New wheel cylinder there. So we're going to pull off these little pusher arms and slide them in, and we'll get this side done. So far, all of our brake lines have been coming loose nicely, and I'm always nervous when you break these lines loose that either the head is going to round off on the nut, or the line is rusted to the nut, and you're going to twist and pinch, or if you don't pay attention, you'll break that line off. So I'm always nervous, but these all popped loose. Even these right here, they all came off nice and easy. And so yeah, we're out here just I'm gonna kind of clean all this up a little bit before we put the new one back in, and yeah, we'll hopefully have brakes. Andrew gets home here in a little while, get her in there to pump them up, and we'll get them bled, and we'll have brakes on this thing. And after that, we're gonna give it a little tune up. All right, guys, we're gonna get the oil out of this thing. It looked clean on the dipstick. I don't know. I don't know how old it was. Let me get that out of there and get some fresh oil in it. And it's got a filter in there. And I don't know when this stuff was changed last. So we'll put a fresh oil change in it and a new filter. And lower it down. We've got all the brakes on now, front and back. We are ready to go there. So, and I don't know if I painted these with that cast paint, brake paint from Eastwood, and I don't know if they're gonna show through the slots a lot. I don't really want that just like beaming through. So I may end up going back and painting them black to kind of hide them a little bit. You don't hardly see the calipers enough to make a difference up there, but I don't know on the drums. We're gonna have to put a wheel up there. Oh my goodness. We're having some draining issues here. I'm gonna make a mess. About to make a mess. Why is this not draining? Oh my goodness. I gotta figure out why this ain't draining. Found some, it's like tape or something that was in the, down here in the drain pan. I'm gonna feel around. The hole's already not that big, so it don't take a whole lot of trash. It is sure not draining. I can hear it barely drizzling. We're just gonna maybe have to give it a minute and I have to clean it out. That was close. Brakes are on, center caps, and the lugs are on. I don't know if I like it or not. I'm weird, y'all. I'm like a no center cap, raw kind of guy, but I don't know. Those look clean. It's not that I don't like them. Kind of blings it up a little bit, but yeah, we got the brakes are done. Those are on. I just put a fuel filter and hooked the fuel line up to the gas tank for the first time. So that's ready. We got plugs and wires coming up. We got the oil in it. Got fresh oil in it now and a filter. So the oil change is done. Now we're just gonna do a little tune-up on it. Brakes are somewhat adjusted in the back. I'll tweak that as I drive, but the pedal feels good and firm. Just a little bit of drag on these back here. Yeah, we're getting there. It's getting close. So I think right now I'm running out of energy for the day, but I think what I'm gonna do, I got new clips. You can watch this. I'm supposed to be able to do that. So these clips are all broke off, as you can see, but we got new ones. So I may slap these on and get the trim head out. That one's bent. I may try to straighten it out. If I don't, I have a whole sets of trim over there, and I do have an extra piece of this. So if I can't straighten this one out, I'll put the other one on. But I'm gonna slap these on and get this trim where I don't have to worry about it falling off. All right, guys, we're gonna get ready to throw a tune-up in this thing. Just gonna do plugs and wires for the moment. What I do, because I'm not the smartest or sharpest tool in the shed, I guess is what some may say. I like to do my plug wires one at a time, lay the new ones out like this so that I can pull one wire off, walk back here, match it, take it up there, put it on one plug, one wire at a time. It's just so easy to get plug wires confused and mixed up. So I just do them one at a time, make sure I keep everything in order. I just got just old regular factory replacement 7mm wires. These are just these, and got them on rock auto with all the other stuff we got. But so, you know, we're not building a hot rod here, nothing like that. Just want something that's gonna run good. So we just went back with, you know, pretty much factory replacement plug wires. So got those, and get up here, we got just a good old Champions, which is what I run in any Mopar. Champion plugs. You want to get me ranting? Let me find some AC Delcos or some Motocrafts or something in a Mopar other than a Champion or an NGK, and I will rant. That is a pet peeve of mine. I cannot stand. And this one's got something. I pulled them out. I don't know what brand plugs these are. I pulled one out yesterday. The number doesn't match. They're not Champions. I don't know what they are. But could be the factory plug. I don't know. But anyway, just good old Champions here. You know, the deal. These are the same in the small blocks, big blocks. It's just good old plugs. So Champion plugs and new wires. After that, we're gonna put some gas in this thing and probably pull it outside. All right, guys, plug change is done. Now pulling off this power steering belt. If you watched in our last videos when I got it running and driving, you could hear it chirping and squeaking like crazy. And here's the belt. That's all the belt that's on it. That little small, tiny, I don't know, it's like a shoestring. It's hard to tell if there's any misalignment there. It's pretty close. But just to show comparison, you know, a normal V-belt, get this out. Like that's the that's the difference in belt size. You know, so that is why it was chirping, because this thing is not going to hold anything. So we're going to put the new one on, and should have better steering now, because it won't be slipping like crazy. Well, guys, this fuel system's primed. It's running off the gas tank now. It sounds weird. It's smoking pretty good. But the throttle response, it don't miss, it don't stumble. So I know the smoking is a couple of things. I'm wondering if maybe just from its setting, if there's not a ring that could be stuck, but I don't know if that, or if it's, I'm wondering if that carburetor is just gunky and dirty and it's just loading up and just flooding it, because I can hold the gas down, you know, and it's like it revs high and then it starts clearing itself out and running real good, and then you let it back idle and it slowly gets back into that just super rich. So I think the carburetor just definitely needs a rebuild, which I'm gonna do anyway. But I mean, as soon as you hit the gas, it don't stumble or miss. I mean, it's right there. So I think it's just that carb, just from sitting for, I don't know how many years this thing has sat, but it looks good out here in the sun, man. Yeah, digging it. But I thought I was gonna have to fight it for a while to get it, get it primed. But I poured a little gas cover and it fired up, and it looked down, there's fuel in the filter, so it sucked it right up. So that's good. I'm a couple of days behind, and because like I said, I've been sick. Now Andrew's a little under the weather, so, but I'm glad to see it out in the shop and out of the shop. And I'm gonna have to, I've been looking at it under here. You can see the angle of my tie rods is sort of aggressive up. It's not horrible, but it is up. And you can flip and bring them in from the bottom of the spindle instead of coming in from the top. But you got to ream that spindle out, or that knuckle. You got to ream the knuckle out so that it can have that tapered degree going up. So I got to get a reamer, and probably going to do that so my steering is just a little bit better. But while I got it out, I'm gonna probably hose it off, because it is, you can't tell it in the pictures because the paint's still kind of faded, but you can see there it's quite dusty from yeah, you can see now from sanding and grinding in the shop on it and around it. And so I'm gonna give it a little wash off while it's out, but I got to get termite in and start giving it a check over. So yeah. All right, y'all. Well, I am back from Arkansas, and we took this thing for a little, when I say a test drive, I went quarter of a mile, not even a quarter of a mile, eighth of a mile maybe down the road to the stop sign and turn and come back. And it runs great, but as you can see earlier in the video, it loads up. As it sits there and runs, it just loads up and eventually floods itself out. So who knows? I mean, when something is set, carburetor, you're going to have to go. It's like the brakes. Just get prepared to go through it. So what we've got is, we've got a rebuild kit here from Mike's Carburetor Parts. I've rebuilt a bunch of carburetors with this company here, and they are great rebuild kits. You scan the little QR code there, and it pulls you up instructions and all that kind of stuff. But their kits fit great. They are ethanol, I wouldn't say proof, because I don't know if an ethanol proof carburetor really exists, but they are ethanol, what would be the word? They can tolerate it a little better. We'll just say that. I can't think of the word right now. My brain's just not working. But anyway, so we've got the rebuild kit, and we're gonna get this thing pulled off, took apart, and gone through. Guys, so far the carb has been rebuilt. Obviously, you look at the condition of the gaskets, but you can see the rust and junk that is down in there. So I mean, that's kind of what I was expecting it to be. I knew it had been rebuilt at some point. It was just too clean to be a carburetor that old to be this clean, you know. But like I said, when they set, stuff just kind of gets in there. But so I'm just gonna keep disassembling and yeah, just get it cleaned up and throw the new kit back in there. All right, we're back on the laptop here, letting it warm up. It's still idling up on the choke. Looks like the choke is opening up. In the shop. Sounds good. No smoke. I think we're pretty close. The air fuel, I gotta kind of fool with those air mixture screws. I gotta fool with them, but we'll let it just sit here and run and warm up, and then we'll go from there. I need to put my vacuum gauge, and I'll adjust my air mixture screws with a vacuum gauge. A little easier, a little more precise, but it's up to temp, and idling good, responds good, so we ow. Yeah, we're up to temp, so, but I'm out of time for the day. I gotta take Judah to a archery meet, so we'll take it for a test drive tomorrow. All right, y'all, we are currently letting this thing warm up just a little bit. I fixed a wire. It was one of my hot wires going to the alternator. It looks like a little mouse or something had chewed all down it. So I cut that section out, replaced it with new wire, and put new wrap up under there. Everything else looked good. Did adjusted the fast idle down. It was idled a little too high on the fast idle, and it's kind of cold, so you know, carburetor stuff, and just letting it warm up. And once we get it down to a regular idle, we're gonna take this thing, start small. If everything looks good, I'll go down a little bit further down the road, and we'll just kind of see what it does. We are rolling. Let's see if we got all the gears that we need. There's two. This is where I turned around last time. What the heck? Let's go down the road. See what this thing does. We're in second. Let's see. There's third. There's third. I'm not gonna get up fast. You can see I need a alignment. Steering wheel's off. But yeah. Speedometer seems to work, so we just ride. I don't feel any vibrations or anything like that. I'm doing 40 now, so I'm just taking it easy and cruising. In case there was something I forgot to tighten up over the last month and a half I've been working on this thing. Feels good, other than, you know, this, but that's not a problem. Well guys, it didn't load up and die. It ain't smoking. Run really good. It's still sitting here idling. The old Flowmaster actually kind of fits the truck, I think, pretty good. I think it'll sound real good when we get it run out the back, but no complaints. It's not overheating, but it is running a little bit warm, but I'm not too worried. I'm on, my lower radiator hose looks like straight junk. I've got new hoses, and so I'm gonna end up pouring the, draining it, flushing it, new thermostat, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's not overheating, it's just, you know, actually pretty good, but you know, I'm gonna do that anyway because the lower hose looks just completely roached, so we're gonna put a new one in it, but it's sitting there idling just as pretty as can be, so. The carb rebuild definitely helped because, as you saw in the first part of the video, I didn't make it. I made it to the stop sign and barely made it home, and it was dying on me. So it sounds really good. It's not smoking anymore. So I think my next trip's gonna be to the gas station, put a little more gas in it, and then start looking into exhaust and maybe get the alignment a little bit better. But and I may just pull a string alignment on it and get my steering wheel straight. I may just do that myself. But anyway. Yeah. I'd call that a success. Guys, that's gonna do it for this week's video. We'll see y'all next week. It's easy to get out of. Just step out and you're on the ground.
I mean, that's how you get out of all cars.
I know, but use the termites, you gotta kind of
fall out of it.
Like get in it, and you'll see what I'm saying. The low life in your fashionable attire today. You matched the Super B, kind of.
Well, I got stitch socks. The ones I won last night.
You're like a hot mama with your flannel on in a lowrider.
Just don't look at me from the waist down.
You take this to your pottery shows? Well, you'd be bad to the bone.
Let me get out of it so I can see what it feels like. It didn't go back in. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's all needs a little,
yeah, I see what
needs a little oil on it.
I see what you mean by that. It's like you don't change levels. You just
Yeah, you just get
You
out.
just get out.